What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. But first, oh my God, gotta adjust camera angle. Jesus. All right. But first, let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Debunking Anti Gunners. This is take 2 on this video. The microphone died. I was so upset. But you read the title, you saw the thumbnail. Let's get into it. On this episode of Debunking Anti Gunners, he didn't have a gun. You didn't have to shoot him. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why that's not true at all in a lot of situations. Just because somebody doesn't have a gun doesn't mean they're not a threat to your life. And I'm going to explain why in several ways. So for starters, let's say it's, there's nothing else hidden about it. Correct. The guy does not have a gun on him. He doesn't have any form of weapon on him. Does that mean he's still not a threat to your life? No, that's not the case at all. That is not the case at all. Hands and feet are deadly too. I actually did a video somewhat on this, another Debunking Anti Gunners video, so sorry if this part sounds a little similar, but hands and feet are deadly too. You can get killed in a fight just as easily. I've seen, there's literally videos, look up the one punch fight. This kid was getting bullied, swung on his bully, hit this kid so hard, he knocked him unconscious. When he fell, cracked his shit, died. One punch. Granted, that is a very rare situation, but the shit happens. Hands and feet can be deadly too. You think if some big 6'8" fucking huge, muscular, jack dude tries running up to me and he's like, oh yeah, bro, trying to start a fight with me. You think I'm going to fight him? You're tripping. You bugging. I ain't fighting him. I am not fighting him. Why would I fight him? Why would I want to put myself at that risk? One, just for the risk of my gun being taken from me. But let's ignore that because that's not even really a talking point in this case. Why would I want to put myself in that level of bodily harm and not use the best tool I have at my disposal? What? I'm going to do everything I can to de-escalate the situation to avoid a fight. But if they keep trying to press it, yeah, if I have to defend myself, I'm going to use my gun. I'm not going to sit there and fight some dude that 100% will kick my ass and has a chance of killing me in a fight. You see what I mean? There's no point in that. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want myself to get hurt that bad? So that's just number one right there. That's just for starters. All right. 2, let's say that they, you're right. They don't have a gun on them, but they can have a knife on them. They might have brass knuckles on them. They might have a blunt object on them. There are a bunch of other weapons out there other than just guns. And I don't think anti-gunners actually realize this. I don't think they grasp this concept. It just doesn't make sense to, I don't know, maybe they do, because I see a bunch of anti-gunners who are like very pro-knife for some reason, but knives can also kill people, and there have been mass stabbings before plenty of times in actually several countries that are extremely anti-gun. How convenient. But regardless, hold on. I don't know who just tried calling me, but not my problem now. My whole point, as I was saying before, was there are plenty of other weapons out there that can do you plenty of harm that are not guns. That's just how it is. These anti-gunners know that when it comes to their self-defense because they seem to be very pro-knife, despite the fact that knives can also kill people. I literally ran across a page that only talked about knives and being liberal. You see what I mean here? So it seems like they try to grasp onto the fact that just because we own guns that we can't defend ourselves in situations that require defending ourselves. They have to be some like top extreme level, situations. That's just not how it works. If someone is kicking my fucking head in, I'm going to shoot them. If someone has a knife on me, I'm going to shoot them. If someone is charging at me and I can tell I'm going to get fucked up, I'm going to shoot them probably. I'm going to sit there and defend myself with the best tools possible. That's just how it works. You can sit here and be mad about it all you want to, but there are a bunch of other weapons in this world other than just guns, and that includes hands and feet. So why does it matter that they don't have the exact same weapon I have? They have weapons still. So the whole aspect of, oh yeah, well, he didn't have a gun on them. That doesn't matter if he has a fucking knife on him, if he has brass knuckles on him. It doesn't really matter because he still has a weapon on him that he's probably trying to hurt me with. The fuck? Now, my third, and this is my favorite aspect to bring up about it, right? What if you're just wrong? The part that no one wants to hear. What if you are just wrong? Make sure the mic is still on, especially after what just happened. What if they did have a gun on them? You just didn't know. What if you had sat here swearing up and down that these people didn't have guns on them and they did the entire time? And they either had them in their hands ready to use or on their person ready to use, and they were about to, and they got stopped. What if you were wrong the entire time and you said all of this out of ignorance? Is it still going to change their mindset? Probably not. Probably not. But the truth of the matter is that's just how the liberal mindset works. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to. No matter what you do, it will never make sense. That's just how it works. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, oh, well, when has something like that ever happened? You know, where people have tried saying that someone shot someone who was unarmed and they actually were armed. Okay, here's a perfect example. Kyle Rittenhouse, one of the most popular cases for the country, if not the world, for years. They called him a white supremacist. They called him every fucking name in the book, honestly. I felt bad for this kid. They called him every name in the book, saying he's a murderer, a monster, a white supremacist, a piece of shit. Oh, he killed innocent people. These people didn't have guns on them. They were no threat to him. Yeah, one of them tried first coming at him with chains before retreating and then trying to take his gun from him. Yeah, because that's not a threat to your life. Someone trying to take your gun from you so they can use it on you. That's not a threat to your life or anything, you know. But hey, he didn't have a gun on him. He didn't have a gun on him. You know, let's see here. The next one. Get ready for this. The next one. A skateboard. A skateboard. We're literally going over almost every fucking thing I've talked about just with this one case. That's what's kind of funny about it. And it's funny because I didn't mention this in take one. So that's actually what really, you know, you guys get some hidden gems with take twos every now and then. As I was saying, though, we literally just talked about hands and feet. Hands and feet. What are his hands and feet doing? Trying to take your fucking gun from you. That's a threat to your life right there. Next, what did we talk about as well? Blunt objects. What happened to Kyle Rittenhouse? Someone was beating him with a skateboard. You see what I mean here? That is, bro, it's actually so funny because people don't realize that this one case has almost everything we just talked about in this video alone. What's next? They tried saying that, oh yeah, well, remember, these people had no guns on them. He had no reason to shoot them. Not fucking true. Gage Grosskreutz had a Glock 26 pointed at Kyle Rittenhouse's head. He had a gun on him. He had a gun out on Rittenhouse, and that was the one who survived. What? You see what I mean here? They literally talk and make all these stupid fucking claims like, oh yeah, he didn't have a gun on him. But we just seen in all of these situations how they are justified for their, regardless of whether there's a gun present or not, there was justification for lethal force. Holy shit. In one case, we covered almost everything we just went over here. In an extremely popular case, I might add. Now, I know it sounds like I'm getting pretty hyped for this video. That's because I am, because you got to think about how perfectly that lines up. With that being said, I don't want to sit here and keep going in circles, but you guys get my point. Oh, you didn't have to shoot him. He didn't have a gun on him. Okay, but he had his hands and feet. But he had a knife. But he had a blunt object. But he had something to kill me with. But he had a gun too. You just didn't know. There's so many ways that these motherfuckers are wrong, and every time they are, they never sit there and they're like, you know what, you're right, maybe we should learn more about this shit before we say anything. They never do that. They never do that. And they never will, probably, and that's the problem. They got this sense of entitlement where they read a thumbnail and they're like, oh, that's everything I need to hear. They read the title, that's everything I need to hear. I know every detail now. I'm gonna make the rest up in my head. You see what I mean here? There's so many ways that aspect of, just because they don't have a gun on them doesn't mean that they're not a threat to you is wrong. Including one of the aspects being that they did have a gun on them and you're just too dumb to actually know that. You see what I mean? If you're too dumb to know that they actually had a gun on them and you're claiming they're unarmed, that's not my fault. If they had weapons on them, they're not unarmed. That's not my fault. I hate to break this to you, but hands and feet are also a weapon. With that being said, that wraps it up for this video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all in, because you agree with me. Honestly, even if you disagree with me, you probably need to check out all my other videos anyway, so that way you can, come to a sense of reality. But especially if you agree with me, make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.